Hello and welcome back to Spiritual Signage. I am Heather and I'm here to tell you a story, this time not about a license plate, but about a car. And of course, there are still dogs in the story. So back in the early to mid 2000s, I was fostering a lot of dogs. I had just graduated from the University of Virginia and it was springtime and I had time on my hands and I wanted to give back to the community and especially to dogs. So during this time frame, I fostered about at least a dozen dogs in a 4 to 6 month period. I needed a new car, so I started looking on Auto Trader and going to some dealerships, and I knew I wanted a Toyota 4Runner, but not a brand new one. So because of all the dogs that were in and out of the car. So I went to some dealers and didn't really see anything that stuck out. The one thing I knew, or actually a few things I knew about the 4Runner for the time era that I was looking at, is that it had specific issues like the mechanism for the rear window going down, which was a benefit I loved. So I knew to look for things like that. And there were a couple other things that escape my mind now. But when I was doing my research, I wanted to make sure that whichever car I bought had already addressed those issues because they were so common. So I found one on Auto Trader that kept coming up and it was white and I wanted a white one. It was a for sale by owner. So I reached out to them and I could tell by the pictures and their description that it was what I wanted. I just didn't know whether or not these issues had been addressed. So I called them up and they said, yeah, we're home all day. Come on over and take a look. So I said, okay, great. She gives me her address and it was Heather Crest Lane. I was like, well, that's a good start. It's got my first name in the address. Then she said, just look for Ramsey on the mailbox. My last name was Ramsey. So I was like, okay, that's two really strong signs. Like, come on. So I show up a couple hours later and I'm looking at the car. I asked, can I pop the hood? And of course they said yes. And I popped the hood and I'm looking for a couple things that I had been looking for based on the records and what I had seen could be issues. Sure enough, all three things that were on that list had been taken care of. They even gave me all the receipts for the car for all the work they had done on it over the years, and all three of those things were listed on there. So I was like, that's pretty crazy that their street name had Heather in it and their last name was Ramsey. And here's the exact car I've been looking for. So just one of the many other examples of a nod from God. I actually like that term. That just came to me. A nod from God that I was on the right track. I ended up buying the car and I even talked them down a few $100s because they had French fries in the back, in the rug and everything. So they did admit that their teenage son had not cleaned it the day before like he was supposed to. So I got a couple $100s off and got it detailed the next day and went on to drive it for quite a while, even well after I stopped fostering dogs and adopted Julie and Stefan. So that's my spiritual signage story for today. I hope you all are having a great day and I will see you next time.